The Lorax by Dr. Seuss is a book pretty much everyone has read. It's a classic. But there's also a movie, and it's just okay. The big thing about the movie is that the Lorax is clearly the villain, and it shows the characters blaming the most heroic character for their problems, Aloysius O'Hare. Now, who could be more relatable than this guy? He's 2 feet tall, wears silver and blue, and flies around in a blimp. O'Hare is a representation of the perfect life form. He's aerodynamic, compact, and rich. I mean, he's called a zillionaire, and a zillion isn't even a real number, so you know he's loaded. He earned his money in an honest and heroic way, selling clean air to the citizens of Thneedville. He didn't start the problem, so it's not even his responsibility to help the worthless peasants below. But as a true altruist, he purified the air and sold it to the people of the city. As much as we'd all like the services like this to be free, there are costs that come with producing a product, and if O'Hare didn't charge, he wouldn't be able to produce clean air at all. O'Hare is even justified in trying to stop Ted, the random horny kid that the movie follows, from trying to plant a tree. As he said, the trees would bring poisonous ants and stinging bees. Plus, if you look at the biodiversity of the area where the truffula trees are initially found, there are no other trees, which means they're likely an invasive species, choking out the natural plants that used to grow there. Plus, photosynthesis is just a lie taught in schools, like free will or happiness. But enough about our champion and savior, Aloysius O'Hare. Let's move on to the Lorax himself. The Lorax does a number of immoral things throughout the movie, breaking into the Onceler's house, harassing him nonstop, and trying to keep him from participating in a free and open market. But worse than any of those, the Lorax tries to kill the Onceler by sending him down a waterfall while he's sleeping. He's essentially trying to silence him, and only helps save him when one of the children that the Lorax has already indoctrinated was in trouble as well. As the Onceler said, I have done nothing illegal, I have my rights, and the Lorax is trying to take away those rights, such as the right to biggering, which is stated in the Biggering Act of 1971. Now, on to the more behind-the-scenes things that the Lorax has done. If you look at the Lorax, you'll notice one very defining feature, the mustache. And if you know your communist leaders of history, you'll know that Marx, Lenin, Castro, and many more also had mustaches. There is no way this is a coincidence. Similarly to these other communist leaders, the Lorax is not working alone. He has spies, and the most dangerous of these is Ted's grandma. Ted's grandma is an important part of this story. She tells Ted about the truffula trees, and she helps him evade and defeat O'Hare. Ted's grandma, who goes completely nameless the whole movie other than just grandma, does some things a grandma really shouldn't be able to do. First, when O'Hare comes to search for the seed, she somehow gets it out of his room. There's only one visible staircase, which means she would have had to go in and out of the window. Speaking of which, that's a decent climb to do for that fast for a normal person, let alone a grandma. To make it more obvious she has something to hide, she is an excellent snowboarder and is able to balance on a snowboard without using her cane. Which also means she doesn't need a cane to walk, which means it's probably a weapon. She prepares it whenever it looks like she or Ted could be in trouble, and even uses it to hook the bottle with the seed in it from O'Hare's hand in slow motion, so there's a chance she even has the ability to slow down time. That one might be a stretch, though. But Grandma isn't the only agent the Lorax has on the inside of Thneedville. The air delivery man is also in on the Lorax's plot. You can tell he's helping because of the mustache. He might even be possessed by the Lorax. This delivery man is the first citizen to come to defense of our villain Ted. He's been working on the inside and preparing for an opportunity to strike. He's probably even the one who weakened the wall on the outer edge of the city. Near the end, Ted used an excavator to knock down that wall, which is reinforced metal. No excavator should be able to break a hole like that. Unless, of course, it was weakened beforehand by someone who would have access to the wall. And if anyone would, it would be someone working under O'Hare. Well, what do you think? Do you agree that O'Hare is actually the hero? Or have you been paid off by the Lorax? Either way, a like and sub would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video where I interview the Lorax, who is currently chained up in my basement. Bye!